And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and review for Deadpool 2. That's right, this is the sequel to Deadpool that came out in 2000 last year, I guess, no, 2016, and it was a huge success. Love that film. It stars Ryan Reynolds as the Merc with the Mouth, Deadpool, and it was everything that you could have wanted for a first time movie. It had jokes, it had the violence, breaking the fourth wall, it had everything. Now comes the hard part. Can the sequel be as good or just good as the first one? Well, I can say for me personally, yes, it can. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie a lot. I actually have it in par right now. I might have to watch it again, but right now it's kind of like even with the first one because this one had pretty much everything that I wanted in a sequel. I wanted to see more jokes. I wanted to see more breaking the fourth wall. I wanted to see more of that little magic that it had with having to be a part of that X-Men universe and also feel like an X-Men film. And this movie to me kind of feels like an X-Men film without actually having all the X-Men in them. You know, it's been a while since we saw an X-Men movie. The last time we saw an X-Men movie was Apocalypse in 2016, and I love the X-Men universe. They're great. That's why sometimes I wish they're not going to go to Disney because it's going to be different when they team up with the Marvel universe. But put that aside for now. Let's talk about Deadpool again. Ryan Reynolds really knows how to capture Deadpool. I mean, the guy knows how to do the fourth wall breaking right. He knows how to do the jokes, the witty batters. You know, he has pretty much nailed this character since even doing, you know, the Baraka version in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Even though I love that movie, that part when him as Deadpool at that time, not so much. So in the sequel, you have Cable coming from the future, and Cable is the son of Scott Summers and the clone version of Jean Grey in the comics. Now, they didn't really specify if he's connected to them in the movie, but I'm pretty sure he is. You know, because sometimes they don't really want to tie into all the X-Men movies, but it is secretly in the same universe. But so basically, he has to go back in time and stop this mutant who grows up who kind of like destroys humanity in a way, and he finds out that it's a kid in you know Deadpool's time. So Deadpool basically has to team up with his friends and also create a new team to battle Cable. And overall, like I said, this film works in so many different ways. Like I said, it does hit the jokes really well, and I love all the references it has in this movie. You really have to watch it to really understand the references. That's why I want to go back and watch it again, because there's so much in this movie happening that I think I missed a lot. So that's why I wanted to go back and watch it again. And man, let's talk about the action. The action really stepped up. You know, it's not as gory as the first one was, but it does have those moments where you see limbs and all that stuff being, you know, taken off or whatever. It does have that moment, but it's not as bloody as the first one. But like I said, for a rated R film, it does hold up. The intensity of this movie is worked. The story was really good too. I mean, is it really cliche kind of story? Yes, it is, because it's time travel and, you know, go to the past. Basically, it's ripping off Terminator. You know what I mean? Every time travel movie kind of rips off Terminator in a way, you know. In Terminator, the Terminator goes back in the past to stop Sarah Connor from bringing John Connor to the future. Basically, the same thing with Deadpool. Cable goes back, chop the kid for growing up to become pretty much the destruction of the Earth in his timeline. So let's talk about Cable. I like this character. He's not. I'm not gonna put him in par as him as Josh, because Josh Brolin plays him. I'm not gonna say he's better than he did Thanos. No, totally different characters here. Apples and oranges, they're totally different. So you can't compare it. You know, you have your moments where Cable has that depth, and his suffering, his anger. You see that here. and it works great, you know. But his character is not as, you know, not as impactful as he was in Avengers. But overall, I like this character. I like the look, the way he moved, the way he talked, the way he argued with Deadpool in moments. That was funny. There were other characters in this movie. His X-Force, have you seen the trailers? Um, I'm gonna talk about one because there's some moments of the X-Force characters. They're gonna be my negative, but they're not bad, but they're like could have been better. But let's talk about Domino. She was great. I kind of figured she will be great. You know, obviously some of these characters don't have a bigger role that they don't. You know, they just being introduced. Obviously, it makes sense because they're gonna make an X-Force movie or Deadpool 3 or whatever is gonna be in the next one to have these characters show up and shine more. Makes sense. The same thing with it with Colossus and Negasonic the Warhead. So that was good. Domino, seeing her power of luck, that really worked a lot. That was funny. They actually put an X-Men character in here that I always wanted to see a proper version of him. I'm not gonna spoil it just in case if you never watched any of the trailers, but he was great. You know, he does have his one iconic catchphrase that he has, which they didn't use, but that's okay. Whatever. Maybe next time. But he was great. Kind of wish they started using him more often because he's not one of those X-Men characters they often use. But he was great. Colossus was good. You know, he didn't have, you know, enough screen time as the other, you know, the first one. But overall, his character was good for what he was supposed to do in this movie, and that's okay. You know, I wasn't expecting him to be, you know, throughout the whole movie. Dupender was great in it as well. Side character as well. He was good. Obviously, you know, if you read the news about the T.J. Miller stuff, he was fine in it. I forgot the actress name who plays Vanessa, and also she's in Gotham, Lee Tompkins. I forget her name. I apologize. She was fine as well. She's such a beautiful woman. She's great as usual. Great, you know, romantic parts with Wade. The little kid who has supposedly have like fire powers or whatever is in the trailer. He was fine. So let's talk about the negatives here because there's just a couple. I mean, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, she was wasteful. I mean, I don't know why she was in this movie. She really didn't do much. Whatever, that's okay. Because I think Colossus had more screen time, and I get why Colossus was in this movie. But, okay, that's fine. She was fine. You know, don't get me wrong. She was just there. Didn't really help the situation with the storyline going into the movie, or even, you know, didn't do anything to help, you know, the story. She was just there. So that was okay. The X-Force team. How can I say this without spoiling anything? They were just there for a gag. I'm just going to say that. I really wished... The gag was great. Don't get me wrong. The gag was great. But, I mean, if you were to cut that part out, I don't think I would have been upset about it. Because the movie overall still would have been great. But other than that, that's pretty much the only two negative I have overall with this movie. This movie is still great. It's still a great follow-up story to Deadpool 1. Great moment in the X-Men universe. That was great. Like I said, it was, you know, it was good. I like this movie a lot. Minus those two little things about it. The after credit really... really saved this movie for me, literally, because that movie, like, I was literally on the floor when that ending scene, the after credit. When you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was hilarious. Still thinking about it now. Anyway, overall, Deadpool 2 was a great time. Go check it out. I highly recommend watching it. If you're an X-Men fan, this movie doesn't disappoint. If you are an X-Men fan, but you want more out of it, then if you don't like it, that's cool too, I guess. But I still like this movie a lot. It's one of the coolest X-Men movies we have so far. I mean, we didn't get in, you know, New Mutants this year, and we're not getting Dark Phoenix, but you know what? I'm satisfied for a Deadpool movie. I'm satisfied that we got this because it's still X-Men. He's still part of it, so I still count it as well. So go check it out. Go check out Deadpool. You're gonna have a great time watching it. Has the laughs, has the action, has the drama in it, and it works. And I liked it. So there you go. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. If you've seen Deadpool 2, and do you think it's better than the first one, or do you think this is better? Like I said before, it's very even with me right now. So I might have to watch it again to double check. But overall, solid movie. So go check it out. That's all I'm going to say. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. And stay tuned for more. And thank you very much. And have a good day.